test is in order. 5 enhanced clones, more capable than an army. Yet they exhibit a concerning level of disobedience and disregard for orders.
What else you got? Give me more!
As Grand Moff Tarkin stands above the clone training course, he describes the capabilities of Clone Force 99. He then goes on to institute that they are uncontrollable. Later in the trailer, we see him tell the clone army that the Bad Batch are to be eliminated. At first, it appears the training is taking place before the fall of the Republic and the Jedi. However, things are not always as they appear. Today, on Star Wars Fanatic. If you are new to my channel or just haven't made the commitment yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give the video a big fat thumbs up to show your support for what I do. We all know Grand Moff Tarkin is not a forgiving nor tolerant leader in the Imperial ranks. During the Clone Wars, he bent Anakin Skywalker's ear about how ineffective the strategies of the Jedi were. That tolerance and not seizing victory were a fault. We also know that Tarkin has been an opportunist in past arcs, such as the Death Star project. He allowed Director Krennic to get the space station operational, then took it from him. He even went as far as to destroy the Imperial base on Scarif while Krennic was there fighting a rebellion. True, the base was under attack, but destroying the Imperial Technical Archives was not a choice to be made because of a band of rebels who were doomed from the start. In order to lay my theory out there about the Bad Batch trailer, I will be going into the character of Grand Moff Tarkin. That means going through past involvements we have seen him in up until this point. If you haven't read Tarkin by James Luceno, I would highly recommend it. It gives a lot of background into his character. It also shows he is a brilliant at manipulating people and situations. He is a psychological genius and has situational awareness like none other. When it comes to his own position of power, of course. Sometimes that is to a fault. His own delusions of his power saw to the end of Alderaan and caused a surge in the Rebel Alliance. When Director Krennic seemed lax on his security with the science engineers, it put doubt in the rank and file of the Imperial upper echelon. That included Darth Vader and the Emperor. Tarkin, being the opportunist that he was, took over the Death Star project and cut Krennic from the post completely. Krennic made a trip to Mustafar to have a chat with Darth Vader, but Vader was not as responsive as he had hoped, but was left ambiguous as his remaining job on Project Stardust. Directly after Krennic made a trip to Scarif to see if the security surrounding the Death Star plans was tight. But it was coincidence that the Rebel Alliance had coverts there to steal the plans at the same time. While aboard the Death Star, Tarkin took it upon himself to destroy the base, killing the remaining rebels and Krennic, leaving Tarkin as the undisputed head of the Death Star project. During the Clone Wars, Tarkin took on the role of prosecutor in the trial of Ahsoka Tano. He would take every chance he could to undermine the Jedi. This includes his talk with Anakin Skywalker about the ineffective strategies of the Jedi in battle. Anakin had no disagreements with his comments. Funny how a man could get captured by the Separatists, then rescued by the Jedi, then turn around and make the Jedi feel insignificant in their overall state of the war. This brings me to the Bad Batch trailer. As I showed in the clip in the beginning, Tarkin stands over the training course as Clone Force 99 shows what they can do. In a first look, we can imagine this being a time when they are being trained during the Clone Wars. But if you look closer, I theorize it is actually after Order 66 and the beginning of the newly founded First Galactic Empire. Why? Well, let me explain. During the Clone Wars, the training was instituted by Kaminoan cloners, helped along by various bounty hunters, and overseen by Shak Ti, a Jedi Master. There were no Republic officers involved in overseeing training of the clones, but we see Tarkin overseeing it in the trailer. But there will be those who ask, why can't Tarkin make a trip to Camp Kamino during the Clone Wars to check on an experimental clone force? Well, he could, but there's another detail that may have been overlooked. There are only 4 original members of Clone Force 99. During the test in the trailer, there are 5 clones. The only way that we know so far that there would be 5 in the Bad Batch is if either one had been killed or transferred during the Clone Wars, or if one of those is Echo. If it is Echo, then this would have to take place in the final days of the Clone Wars or after Order 66. My theory is that it takes place after Order 66. And that brings me back to Tarkin. The Empire is reforming its ranks. They are analyzing their army. This army is not meant for war. They are being redefined as an occupation force. Getting rid of those who can't conform is part of that process. The rebellion isn't a real threat yet, and keeping systems in line through intimidation will be the new standard. Retraining the clones into a peacekeeping force will be a difficult task. Most of them have only been warriors and didn't like being occupiers, as seen on Mand'alor. The conscription of stormtroopers will begin to phase out clones. The Bad Batch is one of the forces that stand in the way. They see the changes taking place and feel out of place in the new regime. Grand Moff Tarkin has taken it upon himself to institute the new training regimen. With him taking over yet another role that was once held by another, it just so happens that that role was held by a Jedi, a cult he hated to his core. The Bad Batch are the last of a dying breed, and Tarkin needs them eliminated to solidify his control. Remember, this is before he is in charge of the Death Star, and probably before he is even a Moff. If my speculation is correct, this is another case of Tarkin putting his ambitions in front of his actual abilities. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll have to wait for my Tarkin video. But this is one more instance of him usurping another title to add to his laundry list of positions he has taken from others. The Bad Batch begins airing on May 4th. I, for one, cannot wait to see how it turns out. Even if my theories and speculations are incorrect, this will be a great show. It has the potential to be even better than the Clone Wars series. What do you think? Drop a comment and let's discuss it. I'm all about engaging with you all. And if you're new to the channel or haven't taken the creed yet, please don't forget to do so by clicking the subscribe button and turning on notifications to stay up to date on my Bad Batch, the Book of Boba Fett, and general Star Wars theories, speculations, and discussions. Also, hit the like button to show your support for what I do here and the hard work I put into every video. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.